Hey everyone, it's your girl Alfia. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe to my channel. You don't want to miss any of my new videos. So today I have Nighttime Girl with me. She's one of my admins and she's a really good friend to me. So I'm not gonna hold you up. I want to introduce her. We're gonna be talking about a new movie. Well, it's not a new movie, but it's a movie that's been on Tubi, but it's a Lifetime movie, and it's also called Big Driver, and it's streaming currently on Tubi. If you haven't already, please rush to Tubi. We will be posting spoilers in this video. So if you do not like spoilers, please exit off the video and then come back after you have watched the movie. So let me give you a little description and rundown. While driving on a lonely stretch of a road, a woman's tire blows out. Relieved when another driver offers to help, she quickly finds her savior is her. Her savior is her. So, but I want you guys to hear her recap first and then we'll come back. All right? Go ahead, girl.
Hi, Albania. Thank you for having me on your podcast. I'm here to talk about with you Big Driver. Wow, there's so much to say about this movie. Actually, I'm surprised that I hadn't seen it before. It's really a shocking movie, and it really took a toll on me because I was shocked, for one, that Lifetime would play a movie of this kind on their channel, really, because the assault that happened to Tess on this movie was really, it was just overwhelming. But the way how it started, she was going to a book signing. It started out, and she went and she writes about, I believe it's older women, well, senior citizen detective ladies. And in the beginning, I thought it was kind of weird because when she looked out her window, she seen a bunch of women, and then it showed they wasn't there. So I really thought something was wrong with her right from there. But then I started to say, well, let me just watch and see. So from there, she sees at the book signing, one of the ladies was there, seems very nice, and was telling her about getting directions on the way home, that it was scenic, and it was a very more of a quicker route for her to get home. And Ann Dow is the woman who plays the actress for that role in the movie. She is telling her about, just go this way and that it'll be quicker, blah blah blah. So she takes that way, and she's going and driving and just thinking nothing, and then all of a sudden her car is hit by a board with a bunch of nails sticking out of it. And right then and there I said, uh-oh, something's not right, because why would that be in the middle of the road? It's like looking for trouble. So she goes and she pulls over, and nobody in sight is around. You can't, for miles and miles. It's a store she's broke down at, but the store has been shut down for years. It's abandoned. And you see that people on the road that barely pass, one truck just passes her up. And then, of course, this big, humongous truck comes, and a big Bronco, not like an 18-wheeler or nothing, but it was a big Bronco with lights on top, and he stopped. And when he got out that truck, I've never in my life came up to a person that is so big. This man was humongous. He was just big, and he was tall, and he even told Tess, yeah, I know, it's like the Jolly Green Giant. But he said, well, let me help you change the tire, and we'll get you on your way. So she says, thank you so much. I don't know what I would have done without you. And so he's looking in the back and he notices she's a writer, and he says, oh, you're a writer? She says, yeah. She tells him about her writing, and then she notices in his back of his truck he has boards sticking up with nails in it. And she puts two and two together, of course, and then boom, right there, he turns to her. He tortures this woman. I mean, rapes her so many times, and he's so big, he throws her over his shoulder afterwards, throws her in this big like sewage tunnel. I mean, it was horrible. He actually thought she was dead, and when she came to, I mean, you wouldn't even recognize her. She was just torn up. And so she just went into town, walked, and came up from town, and then she called a taxi. And you would have to really see the movie to see how she got back into town and everything. But she got a taxi to finally get home. Well, when she got home, she was just, I guess she was just distraught. I mean, she actually thought that, I mean, she was gonna die from this, and this guy actually thought that she was dead. I mean, it really tore me up, because I've seen movies like this, but never ones that it was this horrifying. I mean, this movie really got to me because of the fact all that he did to her, and him being so big at that. And Lifetime, it shocked me that they showed it, like I said before, because the scenes that they played on there, you know. Anyways, she started to find out in different ways that the woman that gave her the directions through the app to go and see a scenic route and get there halfway to, well, she started to realize, and she connected that she set it up. And she talks to her Uber, well, it's not her Uber, I'm sorry, it's her GPS. She calls him Tom, and he talks back to her. It's just, you have to see the movie, which most of you, I'm sure you may have seen, but I like how she does that, and Tom talks back to her. It's just part of the movie that they do for you. And she also talks to the detective old lady that she always sees, her, Doreen, and that's who plays her, is Olympia, I think I'm saying that correct, Dukas. May she rest in peace, because she passed away in 2021. But she's always also listening to her. She's in the back seat of her car and this and that, but that's just her her imagination talking with her. But she puts two and two together and figures out that she had something to do with it. Come to find out, it was the woman's son. And she set it all up, had it all to do with her son. And it's the son thinks that, of course, she's dead. So she goes and she gets revenge. And she does wonderful with the revenge. You know, she goes back to the town. First, she sees that it's a brother, because she sees a picture with the big guy that did this to her. And the guy, his name was Lester. And Will Harris plays that big guy that I said that was like the Jolly Green Giant. Well, his name is Will Harris, because I looked him up to see who was also what other movies he played in, you know, because I would like to watch another movie with him. That guy is so big. And also Joan Jett played the bartender in Big Drive. I noticed her right when I saw her. She looks amazing also. So anyway, she goes and speaks with Joan Jett, and Joan Jett gives her a little information about it. And so that's how she gets information on where he's at. And she lets her know that she did see him around. So she gets retaliation on him. So if you haven't seen Big Driver, I would definitely watch it. It's a very good movie. I really love Marie. Is that her name? Yes, Maria Pello. She plays Tess in the movie. She did an outstanding job in this movie. But anyway, I would like to thank Althea for having me on her podcast. And this is my first podcast, y'all, so bear with me. I've never done one. But please watch it. It's a great movie. Alrighty, thank y'all for listening and take care.
Wow, your recap blew me away. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. While I was watching this movie, I was so doggone mad. Like, let's get into this because, like, we got a lot to unpack. So we have Tess. She really is the author doing the doggone thing. Went to go do a book thing, and she meets the devil. This lady was like, "Oh yeah, I know a quicker route," because she was like, that freeway was a lot. She said this one's quicker, and yeah, it's like a shortcut. And I'm sitting here like, at first I was like, maybe she's a good person. Then I think about it. Why are you giving your typing everything? And I'm looking, and I'm like, something's fishy. Because I saw the clip on TikTok, but I had knew about the movie since last year, but I didn't go look up anything about it because it had came on last year, and I was like, When I saw the clip, I'm looking like, hold on, this is a Lifetime movie because I had seen it on Tubi and I had seen it last year. I seen like the poster, so I posted about it, but I just didn't, look into it or whatever. So when I saw that preview, I'm like, this is a Lifetime movie. I was like, hold on, this reminds me of I Spit on Your Grave. If you have not watched I Spit on Your Grave, please watch it, but viewer discretion is advised. Um, y'all, how do I describe how this movie is? Okay, Tess is driving. She's taking a shortcut. And me, I'm a shortcut girl too. But if I would have called my cousin, me and my cousin are close. You're going to hear a lot about her. Me and her are very close. And if I would have told her about the shortcut, she'd be like, girl, take your butt on the freeway. She would have said what you think she said because she cussed. So she goes on the freeway. She thinks that she met a good Samaritan, met a little devil. And this Samaritan lady gives her the address, types it in for her garment. A little GPS thing. She driving down the road and a board. She hits a board with some nails in it. Pulls up to the side of the road because, of course, it's a flat tire. Person passes her up. Then a guy comes up. And she thinks that he's going to drive on, but he actually decided to help her. She thinks he's a good Samaritan. He ain't no good Samaritan. Viewer discretion is advised. What I'm about to say. I'm going to keep saying it because I don't want to, trigger anybody. This man groped her. She was like, well, how's the tire? And he was like, and he gets up and she was like, what the heck? And she noticed something was wrong because she leaned in and she saw his truck and she saw the boards. So he put the boards down. So it's a trap. He gropes her, beats her, and then throws her away. Can you just imagine? You're just trying to get home and somebody does this. This is just sad. He throws her and thinks that she dies. She gets her revenge though. So she walks out of the walking little tunnel where he put her at, where the water is at, and there's other bodies and she's crawling over the bodies. I want to say she crawled over 3, but maybe even 4 or 5, don't know. But I really remember 3, I think, if I'm not mistaken. She crawls over these dead. One was so decomposed to the point where it was just like, you don't even know who this is. And she travels back home. Can y'all imagine? She goes to a gas station, travels to a gas station, and she calls, I think she's calling her next door neighbor, which is her friend. And she was like, she had to talk to her before she went to an event. I wish she would have took her with her, but then maybe something would happen to her too. She was at the gas station. She repeated everything to her. I thought she was talking to her friend. She called herself on her voicemail. When back in the day we had voicemails at the house phone, she recorded everything that she remembered. And people was walking by looking at her crazy, and I felt so bad. She was beat up so bad. It looked like she was like a crackhead, but she wasn't. She was assaulted, beaten so bad. bruises. People looking at her like, oh, maybe she's like one of those people. No, she got assaulted and no one even asked. And it's sad when you can see something on. I know it's not none of nobody's business, but no one even thought to ask. She got a taxi. They came and got her. She got home. She didn't even have her keys, but she had keys. You know how I used to hide keys back then? Some people might still do it, but I don't suggest anybody do it because, like I said, people know exactly about hidden keys. Sometimes they can figure out because 2 plus 2 is 4, like you said. 2 plus 2 is 4. So, people can figure out that you have a spare key somewhere. So she got in her house. She listened to the voicemail. She cleaned herself up. And she actually got a call from somebody. And they told her they had her car. And this is how she meets up and links up with this lady. And she asked her some questions about people, and the lady told her. And she found out who he was or whatever. Come to find out, the lady that invited her to the book club was the one that was her son. Can you imagine? This same lady invited you because she knew. I guess she knew this some story on her. But she got her revenge. She ended her. And I like how she got the son. And come to find out, she had 2 sons. Because she found out when she went to her house. And then the bad part about it, she had some pretty earrings. She had some beautiful earrings that she had on her when he groped her. That he took and gave to his mother, I guess, for a souvenir. And that's crazy. And I was like, this woman really went on the highway, a side road that you took, basically like a shortcut to go home because she didn't want to go by the freeway. And you set this lady up. What made you? What possessed you? And this is not the first time. You have set up a lot of women to encounter with your son, and you knew he was sick. And this is sad that you would put somebody else innocent life. What did she ever do to you? And then you told her before she killed you, oh, your books are not even good anyway. The other person canceled, so we just called you. And I'm just like, wow. And she tried to play it off because when she opened the door, she didn't know she was still alive. Just like when he saw her when she came into his home on his property and he turned around, he realized it was her. He was like, what are you like? Like, you didn't even know that she survived. Out of everything he did to her, out of all the torturing and stuff he did to her, she survived. She's a survivor. And in the end of the movie, what I really liked about the movie was the woman at the bar that called her about her car that was left said, you got him. Basically, like, she knew he was doing it, but she didn't have no proof, but she was glad that he got him because she talked about her assault. And it's just crazy because she had a glass eye. This movie was so good to the point where I can't even watch it anymore because it was so gruesome, but it was really good. And I loved how she got them. And the clues that led up to, like, when she went back to the abandoned place where she pulled over for her car, as Nightimegirl said, she pulled over, the gas station was abandoned. He was so sloppy with his work. He left a phone for one of his victims at the gas station. And, people would never think because it's abandoned. No one ever thinks to look at abandoned stuff. But y'all, I don't care. She don't need to go to jail. Even though she took out 3 people, she don't need to go to jail, in my opinion, because they all played a part. Because I thought the brother had nothing to do with it. But then she remembered he was taking pictures of her when she was getting groped. And that's crazy. The brother was in on it too. You know your brother was sick, and y'all was condoning this foolishness. Because when she killed him, I felt bad for him. But then when she had those flashbacks, I was like, wow, you was in on it too. I said, crazy. You were just, the whole family was sick, and they all deserved it, in my opinion. And this is not here to bash him. I know this is a Stephen King movie. I'm pretty sure it's not real, because I don't think a lot of his books are real. I don't, and if they are real, I do apologize. I didn't know, but it was a good movie, and I liked it. But I won't be watching it again because it was just too much. But it's kind of remind me of I Spit on Your Grave. If you watch I Spit on Your Grave, it's a really good movie, but it's really dark and twisted too. But Big Driver, very excellent, very good. A recommendation on Tubi, and yeah. I appreciate Nightimegirl for coming on here and doing this review with me. And we'll see you guys later and see you in the group. Thanks, girl.